Hi, this is Jenna Harte, and I thought it would be fun to follow up my 5 factoids about Deadly Valentine with another video on 5 factoids about Old Flames Never Die, the second book in the Valentine Mystery series. Now, this book was more complete than Deadly Valentine when I started, in terms of what I knew was going to happen in my mind, but still there's some interesting facts that you may not know that you might find interesting. Factoid number 1. Jack's fear of flying was initially added to make him less perfect. Let's face it, Jack is a great guy. He's handsome, he has money, he's down to earth, he loves his grandmother, he loves Tess to death. He's all the things that everybody would want in a man, but he's almost too perfect. So I needed to give him some things that made him less so, that made him like a real person. And so that's why I gave him fear of flying. It's actually something I have as well, so I could easily write about it because I completely understand it. But it also allowed me to create some interesting scenes in the book. Factoid number 2. The details of Jack's past relationship with Liv was also added to make him less perfect, and it also gave some depth and dimension to Jack, and it also helped explain how difficult the loss of his mother was, which we had heard about in the first book, but in Old Flames we really find out how that affected him deeply and how it had taken him a while to recover from it. Factoid number 3. I had serious reservations about how readers would respond to the details of Jack's past relationship with Liv. While I didn't want him to be too perfect, I also didn't want him to be somebody that all of a sudden you would think about differently in a negative way. So that was very difficult. The interesting thing is I have not gotten any feedback on that one way or the other. So I guess it all turned out okay. Factoid number 4. The details of the murder and how it was solved was borrowed from a real-life forensic show. I do like to watch IDTV. I get lots of great ideas. And one of the things I had about this book is I really know who did it the whole time, but I was having a really hard time figuring out how it was done. And then I watched a forensic show in which a similar situation had occurred, and it was the answer that I had been looking for. So I borrowed the situation. It's not exactly the same, it's a little different, but the same idea was there, and thank God I was watching it, because I don't know if this book would have ever gotten done if I hadn't seen that show. And factoid number 5. This book is really more about Jack's growth than Tess's. And if you haven't read it, I don't want to give too much away. Tess does have some growth that she goes through, but if you really pay attention, you'll notice that while there's a lot of things to sort of shake up her belief in Jack, pretty much through the whole time she does believe in him. And Jack is the one that really sort of has to grow and figure things out with Tess. And I actually did that kind of on purpose. Again, it was another way to really get to know Jack and who he was and make him seem less perfect. And so together the two of them navigate this book, and all comes out well in the end, as happens in all my books, because that's how I like things to end. So there you have it, 5 factoids about Old Flames Never Die. Hope you found them interesting. If you have questions about the book or any of the books in the Valentine series, I'd love to hear about them. You can visit my website. It's jennaharte.com, and there you'll find lots of great articles, information about other books that I enjoy reading. You can follow me social media, and of course you can contact me through there as well. Again, it's jennaharte.com.